Hi, my name is Adele Rankin, and I am the director of The Tower.
I'm Isadora Kraus, and I'm the director of Ebb and Flow.
My name is Renee, and I am the director of the film Clavo.
My name is Mason, and I'm the director of Velvet.
My name is Sarah, and I'm the director of Porcelain.
My name is Atrice Holyfield, and I am the director of Scout.
Welcome to Home Movies,
A collection of short films made in quarantine
By the Creative Action Youth Cinema Collective.
We hope this collection makes a statement on
Art over nothingness,
Activism over cynicism,
and the power of making your voice heard.
Stay tuned after the screening for our live discussion and Q&A featuring some of our filmmakers.
Now sit back,
relax,
And enjoy the show.
It was like,
Eight more. Okay. If I knock one down, I'm doing 5 more. Damn it!
Well then.
I'm so sorry, miss.
It's fine. You're pretty good at that.
Well, I gotta be if I'm gonna go pro.
I know. My name's Nancy and I'm a scout with the University of Southern California.
Southern California? You're from USC? The USC?
Yeah, sorry it took so long for us to come and see you. I know it must have been nerve-wracking waiting so long.
No, I mean, you must be pretty busy.
You could say that. Well, we as a university have had our eyes on you for quite a while now. You're very skilled, quick with a strong kick and control. And you're pretty fit.
Thanks, you too. I mean, you look fit too, like you take care of yourself.
You're sweet.
Hey, are you out front? It's Sunday, the bus. Okay.
What's wrong?
No, nothing. Sorry, I just gotta get going or I'm gonna miss this next bus, so could I get your number and we could talk later?
You want my number?
No.
Let's talk later.
Sorry, I just meant about like soccer or my application.
Sure. I'm usually not supposed to give out my personal number. But, like I said before, you're sweet. Is there something on my neck?
No, not at all. Well, I'll text you later.
I can take you home.
Oh. Are you sure? Thanks.
No problem. It's not every day you scout such a cutie.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you like what you see? Do you
Do I what?
like what you see?
Definitely.
I need to get something out of my purse real quick. Could you scoot up for me?
Yeah, sure.
This is unexpected. Most people only last 5 seconds. You're a real prodigy, kid. Great at soccer. Get straight A's. You're kind-hearted. Your family must be so proud. I know I am. Do you know how long it took for me to find someone who was compatible with my work? Weak. All of them weak. Some of them couldn't even handle getting their blood drawn. But you are the most promising. Of course, I'll have to fix a few of your flaws, but I'm sure the clients we have lined up for you will be very pleased. Hello, this is Adekina. Ah, Alamon. Well, it is your lucky day. The boss wants to meet you. No use struggling. It'll only raise your heart rate. And we wouldn't want to lose another test subject. Would we? I love my job.
can't let the police see this. This is so nice. This is so neat. Look at that picture.
That's it on this off.
Yeah, you're feeling all of that back and holding all of it in.
Yep.
because I have a test today and I'm not able to take it, and it's a final, and I'm like dying on the inside. People get mad at me for that, and I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm such a submissive idiot. I just want to please everyone.
Yeah, so you feel like you're pulled in a lot of different directions, trying to make everybody happy, but you haven't been focusing enough on how to make yourself happy, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, I don't know. Okay, so Derek, lately...
How's it going today? Oh, sorry.
My bad, sorry. I have been going to sleep at like 3 a.m. or 2 because I'm an angsty teenager. And
so you've been putting a lot of energy into holding all of that back and holding all of it in.
Yep, because I have a test today and I'm not able to take it, and it's a final, and I'm like dying on the inside.
Yeah, you're feeling like you're hitting a breaking point with holding all this in, and the stress of this test today, and you can't even take it. So, like, I don't know, worried about whatever consequences come with that.
Yep, because it's like, I need to pass this class. And
it's been hard to fall asleep, huh?
Yes, because I keep forgetting to do my water ritual because I'm lazy. And also just the amount of stress I have from school. But
what do you think would happen if you talked to like somebody about this?
don't know, and I don't plan on finding out. But I'm gonna end it here for today. Thanks, Derek.
Okay. No sweat.
What's up, J Squad? It's Jeremy, and today we're going to be doing the Chubby Bunny Challenge. Now, I saw a lot of you guys in my comment section were asking me to do this, so today, that's what we're going to do. Alright, J Squad, we have our marshmallows, and we're ready to start the challenge. Chubby Bunny. Chubby Bunny. What is up, J Squad? Today we're going to be doing some more challenges. We're going to start off by doing the lemon juice challenge. With the lemon juice challenge, you're going to drink a cup of solid lemon juice. Here's mine right here. I put some more lemons in it just because I like that extra kick. Alright, you ready, J Squad? Let's get this. J Squad, that was so sour. So you guys sent me a box of challenges to do. Alright, so it says here on the box that I have to take this string and tie a bowling knot. A bowling? What is a bowling knot? I don't know, man. I never tied bowling knots before. There we go. I guess that's good enough. What else is in here? What is this? A black candle? What's up, J Squad? Today we're gonna be doing another challenge, and this one is really crazy. We're gonna be doing the salt and ice challenge with my brother. Chubby Bunny.
An offering.
People can have very strong opinions on things, like sparkling water,
There are people that love sparkling water and people that hate sparkling water, but there is so much more than that. The people that love sparkling water always have such a strong preference on which one. Flavored ones, plain ones, mineral water, and all different brands. And the people who hate sparkling water all have a unique way of explaining why. There are so many things in life like that. At first glance, there seems to be two strong opposing sides. But you just look at it a little bit and you realize there are so many nuances and little differences in each camp. And at some point, the camps become arbitrary. I started thinking this way through a very interesting lens. I always thought I was on one very strong side. I fit the definition of that person so well, but then I started learning about other people who are like me but slightly different, in all the most beautiful and diverse ways. I didn't completely fit in the category I was put in. Sometimes I would get the strangest feelings. Someone would call me a girl and it just wouldn't feel right. What was wrong with me? I needed to pick a side, and if not, at least a spot. How am I always changing? I wanted the sparkling water one day, and the next it would make me sick. I started to realize something. I would never stick in one place, or even a general area. I was always moving. I really wanted to tell my parents what I had found out. I told my friends. Navigating the world while constantly changing was going to be a challenge, but I started to figure it out. The truth is, everyone is like me. You don't stick to one thing, whether it's what you want to study, what games you like, or even your opinion on sparkling water. Now I know my thing. It's who I am, and I accept myself.
That doesn't bode well.
I mean, it's like they don't even care.
Right? People are just so lethargic.
Sorry, what are we supposed to be caring about?
College applications? Quinn, aren't you paying attention?
Yeah, I'm paying attention. I swear.
So when did it start?
New Year's, I guess.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, I was doing a tarot reading, and right as the clock hit midnight, I drew the tower.
And what does that mean?
Chaos, destruction, change. It's basically the worst card in the deck.
So you think that's why you've been having a hard year?
It's the root of the problem. It has to be.
You've been working on your application, right? I mean, unlike our classmates.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, come on. This has been our plan since...
I know. I know.
So then why aren't you working on it?
Are you just using this tarot card reading as an excuse?
Okay, forgive me for being rude, but I don't think you're getting what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I drew the tower. My life was always going to get ruined. It just kind of sucks that everyone else's was too.
Is your life ruined?
How could it not be?
I mean, I've got time to work on them. They are not due for a while. What were we talking about before college applications?
Freddie's new job.
Hey, nothing's certain yet. Anyway, what happened to that cool internship?
Canceled. I mean, it was out of state, remember? I was stuck inside.
You never told me that. Did she tell you that?
I mean, what was I supposed to say? I thought it was obvious. Here, let me catch you up. Everything I wanted to do this year has been canceled.
That's the problem. You need to catch us up. We are your friends. Maybe you'd be having a better year if you spent less time ignoring us.
You're being too harsh on her, Iris.
Maybe I am. Maybe you're not being harsh enough.
Stop fighting about me like I'm not here.
Is this about that stupid tarot card reading?
I think that maybe it's your choice.
What's my choice?
Whether or not your life is ruined.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe your life is ruined, but it's your choice what you do next.
The tarot reading wasn't stupid. It was the tower.
All that tarot stuff is bullshit anyways.
Tarot isn't bullshit.
Okay, say tarot isn't bullshit. That doesn't mean Quinn can use it as an excuse to ruin her life.
I'm not what's ruining my life.
You are what's ruining this friend group.
Iris!
If that's how you feel, why are you even here?
You know what? You're right.
I can't believe she's blaming me for this.
Look, I know you're going through a tough time right now, but your actions don't only affect you.
Not you, too. Next. You know, I hate that word.
Why?
Because it's all about the future. You know, people always talk about the future like they have any idea what's going to happen or any control over it.
And do they?
Obviously not. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm applying to colleges, right? But who knows if I'll even get in, or if I'll even go, or if college will even be a thing that exists in like a year. And it's just too much.
So since I got you into tarot, will you listen to my authority on the subject?
You have no authority on the subject.
I was asking Quinn.
I will listen since you forced me to be here.
Okay, so the tower is about destruction and chaos, yes, but it's also about change. And with the tower, you always come out the other side of the change stronger.
Shut How do I know if I've come out the other side?
What did you draw after the tower?
After the tower, there have been other cards this whole time.
The New Year's reading is a 12-card spread.
Well then, why were you focusing on the tower so much?
Because it's the most important one.
But you want to know what comes next. What did you draw after the tower?
The 10 of Cups.
Is that good?
So you're still applying.
I'm a little behind. My friends and I have had this plan since we were in journalism class together freshman year, and we decided we were all going to go to NYU together. They've been working on their applications. I haven't.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm scared. The future scares me.
But you're still moving forward. Even if the future scares you, it doesn't change the fact that there's going to be a future.
You don't know that.
No matter how bad the future is, it's still going to happen. The choice is whether or not you're going to live in it.
The Ten of Cups means being at peace and in balance, even after going through trials and tribulations. It's really good.
Awesome. Focus on that instead of the tower, Quinn.
I can't just change my focus like I'm snapping my fingers. I don't know when the tower is going to stop affecting my life.
Well, yeah, I get that, but you gotta think about like what you can control. Focus on the light at the end of the tunnel.
I can't control anything.
That's not true. You're controlling what you're drawing right now. You're controlling if you're going to let other people help you.
It's hard for me to think about the future, okay?
Then think about your drawing. What is that anyways?
It's a cat!
It looks like something terrible has happened to it.
I'm not an artist.
Me neither.
Are you sure? Those flowers you're drawing look pretty good.
No, I'm just as bad as you are.
It sure doesn't seem like it.
The future terrifies me.
Quinn's messed up cat drawing terrifies me.
It's not that bad.
It looks like it was rejected from Cats 2019 for looking too ugly.
Would you consider yourself a good artist, Freddie?
I just pretend like I am. When you pretend something's true, it's easier to convince yourself.
I'm pretending that my cat drawing looks okay.
You know, it's actually starting to grow on me.
We should do this again next weekend. There are a lot of areas that need beautification.
You could give up, but you aren't.
I'm not.
Are you going to?
No. No, I don't think so.
Well, that's it. That's what you can do.
Do you think I'm gonna be okay?
Do you?
My name is Ashton, and I'm 10 years old. I wake up, get dressed, then I eat some breakfast. I pack up, go to school, then do some work at school, do some stuff, and then I come back. My mom makes me cookies, and I eat them, and then I sit on the couch, and then I'll wait until the day goes by. My mom helps me the most. She just does the cooking, she does some cleaning, and when I'm gone to go to my dad's house, she always cleans the house up for us. I would like to be a baseball player or a writer would be kind of cool. What I'm passionate about, maybe probably like writing some stories. And yeah, I don't really know how to use passionate in a sentence, but I do what I try. What is something I want to change? The environment, the political stuff, like no Trump this and then Trump that, or no Biden this or no Biden that, just like no president, so no political. I think we are here to make Earth somewhat, and I also think we're here probably to give us a life and to I don't know why we're here. I kind of feel like I really don't know. Probably because I feel like we're not really changing the earth, but not in the good way. Could be better, and I think we're ruining Earth, if anything.
My name is Will Dooley, and I am 18 years old. Well, every day I get up and go to school, which is boring and tedious and frustrating. Then I have lunch, and then I go right back to school. And then afterwards, I do homework. And then if I have some extra time, I usually play a little bit of video games or usually make music. And then I go back to bed and repeat. I do not consider myself grown up. It's kind of hard because if things were back to normal, then I would be going out and doing adult things and figuring all that stuff out. But right now, I'm just stuck at home. It's been the same as it's been for the last 18 years of my life. When I grow up, I really want to go into the music industry. I want to work with other creative people. I'm in my head a lot about the past. I know it's not a good thing, but I usually tend to think about the past a lot and how I could have changed things for the better for myself. A lot of times that kind of leads to me being at peace with what happened in the past, which I think is a really important thing for me to keep learning. At 66, I see myself hopefully retired. If not, I want to still be in a career that I'm really passionate about and that I don't want to retire and that I'm not doing just for the money. I would love that to kind of be the end goal because I like having something to do and I'd love to get paid for it as well. But I want to have something to do that I'm really, really passionate about. I like to believe that we're just here to live our lives the best we can and help as many people as we can along the way. And I know that's a pretty cliche view of life, but I don't really like to complicate it. I'm just happy that I am here, and I want to be able to take advantage of every moment that I do have here.
My nickname is Ned. My formal name is William Ash. My age is 66. Every day I go to work. I work at University of Texas at Austin. I'm a logistics manager at a research lab, and it's been a good transition from my job in the Navy. I was a naval officer for 27 years, traveled a good deal, was away from home. So it was good to get out of that very difficult position into more of a process-driven position where I work no more than 8 hours a day. I miss traveling right now. I think I've learned over the years that pride can have a scary influence. I've been really happy or proud of something that I've accomplished, and I haven't paid attention to something that needed my attention. So since then, I'm always watching around me for things that can go wrong. And that takes some of the joy out of life. Some pretty horrible things have happened. And I'd like to think that I could have done something to help those people keep those things from happening. I'm a religious person, and I believe we are here for a purpose. And I've tried to have a purpose-driven life. And everybody's different. Everybody has their own challenges. And we have great role models to follow. So it's, how can we help those in most need while we have time? And what should we be spending our resources on? One of the things I invest in is frequent flyer miles. Every time I charge on my credit card, I get frequent flyer miles. And I've banked quite a few over the past year. And I haven't been able to spend those on airline tickets. So I've always enjoyed traveling to see my grandkids and visiting friends. So I really miss that probably the most. I mean, you could say I miss my deceased relatives. But, you know, that's life.
Can I take your order?
Nancy, I'm not a kid anymore. You don't have to treat me like one.
I'm just following protocol, sir.
Sir? Am I a knight? Have I been knighted, Nancy?
Are you going to be responsible, sir?
Nancy. Nance. What kind of a question is that? Unlimited.
With the purchase of a meal, sir. Let's not do this again.
In what world is 3 breadsticks unlimited?
Keep it down.
Fine. I'll have the 3 cheese ravioli, 3 cheeses for my 3 breadsticks, and then you can bring me the rest.
Is that all?
What, is my order unlimited now? Is that the trade-off? Is there more that you need from me, Nancy?
You're pushing it by even being here.
Oh, keep them coming, Nance.
We're out. Fernando?
Fernando, come home. I don't have time. Like a breadstick, my days are limited, despite the lies. Nothing is infinite. Nothing is unlimited.
Happy birthday to you. Somebody else has stepped in.
Okay, this do be kind of fresh though.
It's real deep.
Oh my god, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
I'll be on the dock.
Coming, we have to wait.
Quickly. Promise that.
That was But I want to get used to
Cherry taste. Action.
But that's okay, we're young.
We're young.
It's not matter.
And we're free.
This is the mood. This is the vibe.
Oh, we're on.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. So let's see. I'm Adele Rankin. I am one of the YCC peer leaders, and I'm the director of the tower. Why don't we all just introduce ourselves real quick, and then let's get this Q&A on the road.
I'm Izzy. I'm also a peer leader. I directed Ebb and Flow. This is my
we're on.
3rd year in YCC.
I'm Mads Ford. This is my 2nd year in YCC, and I directed Confessions of an Insomniac.
I'm Mason Callow, and I've been a peer leader for a few years, or not for years, just this year, and my film was Velvet.
I'm Camille Cayenne. I directed Real Life, and I've been in YCC for 2 years.
I'm Haley. I directed Cul-de-sac, and I've been in YCC for 2 years.
So everyone in the chat, feel free to ask any questions, and we're just gonna start off. Adele, do you have a question you would like to ask?
Yeah, here, let me start. So firstly, because this year was a little different for everyone, I wanted to go around and just have everyone say what was a little different about your process as opposed to previous films.
So Max, would you like to start us off on this one?
Sure. I guess the biggest challenge for me was just filming by myself, which is really hard because we're all used to working together in person too, and having different people do different things. So just trying to creatively come up with a solution to go around that challenge. Mason?
I would say my biggest challenge during COVID was kind of finding the motivation, I would say, or allotting the time, because usually when we set things up, it's there's a call sheet, there's all the sort of planning that goes into it, but when it's just yourself, it's all on you, and I'm not good at planning at all. So it took me a little while to get going, I think. But I don't know. Camille?
Timing, definitely. Setting aside time to do it, even though I had nothing but time. But yeah, forcing myself to make something was hard for me. Adele?
I definitely feel like my biggest challenge was in editing, because I am not very skilled in the technical side of filmmaking. I'm a lot more skilled in the writing and directing and all that. So it was hard for me to kind of get into a groove with that. Let's see. Izzy?
So I'm usually a production designer, so handling everything is not what I'm used to. I'm not really used to writing films or being camera or acting. I had to act in my own film, so that was a little strange. I'm not used to being in front of the camera, so that was a lot different, but I enjoyed how many different roles I had to play that I usually don't. And Haley, you want to finish this up?
Yeah, so like Izzy, my challenge was probably like taking on like the role of everything because I've never had to do that before, and especially doing it at home. So, my like access to like equipment is limited, but I think the challenge was really good for me, and I think it made me kind of think outside of the box about filmmaking.
And then I see we have a question in the chat. How did you find inspiration for your films? Bella asked.
I'll start. I wasn't really sure what to do. Usually I have like a script or an idea, but I was going on a documentary binge when, the COVID thing started getting going. So I kind of wanted to make a documentary, but I didn't really know what. So I just, the people who, I was closest to, or I thought it would be interesting to get just a couple different perspectives of people I was close to. So I don't know. What about you, Adele?
For me, the tower is very much like a personal project because it is like reflective of my feelings during everything that's going on. And I just wanted to make something cathartic for myself. And so that's what I did. Haley?
So I was one inspired by like there's a lot of limitations with like filming with crews and other people. So I wanted to think about like how could I use footage that I already had, and then I don't know, I was just obviously very inspired by nostalgia and like growing up and considering that like I'm about to go to college and stuff. So that was where a lot of my inspiration came from. Max, what about you?
I guess like you could say my biggest inspiration was just like this whole
Max, I think we're having a hard time hearing you.
Max, we cannot hear you.
Max, we can't hear you.
For the people viewing the stream, sorry about the audio issues, it happens.
Does someone else want to go until Max figures it out?
Sure, I can go. So I mostly drew inspiration through like the ups and downs of like life in quarantine and like distracting myself and like the epic highs and lows. But that also was just reflected in like life as a teenager and life as every day. I've had several people watch it and each come up with different meanings for my film. So I mostly drew it from like quarantine and like my feelings during this time of like being in complete isolation. And then Camille?
Mostly, I think I drew a lot of inspiration from like just from not being able to see my friends for a long time. And I wanted to make something that kind of made me remember what it was like to be around a lot of people. And then, yeah, like Haley's, I couldn't like film a whole lot with my friends, so it was just about utilizing the footage I already had.
Like I was saying, my biggest inspiration was just like mental health awareness during like a pandemic because we're all alone, and so like that fear and like isolation, like it hurts because like you're not surrounded by the people you care about the most, and also just like how it affects you, like not just like emotionally, mentally, but also like physically as well, like with sleeping patterns and eating. So, and I just wanted to bring awareness to that.
Okay, I see we have another question about how we all use sound design and music to enhance the mood of our film. Camille, do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, so I don't know, I never experienced with sound that much. I think that this film for me was probably the most experimental I'd ever gotten with sound, even though it might not seem like it. But I just tried to find a lot of really little sounds that kind of pushed the whole thing forward, and finding the right music is really important too, and that took a long time. And Izzy?
Well, most of my sound was in camera. And then I added some sounds, well, my like footage from before COVID times that I kind of intercut, and the sound from that was a little bit higher than the sound because that was on the bike ride, so there was not very little sound from the original footage. Um and I kind of wanted to give that like elevated feel of like the high of like hanging out with your friends and like just having a really fun time. And then I just found some music that went perfectly with my footage. Now, what about you, Mason?
I hate sound. It's like the hardest thing ever for me. People say it's like the most important part of filmmaking, but for me, it's really hard. So I just used my audio recorder on my phone, the voice memos. So and then I went around and interview. I interviewed everyone separately, and then like a few days or like in between is when I shot everybody. So a lot of people are like, people didn't really remember what they said exactly. And then it was sort of, it was all the takes really long. So I just cut out the parts that I liked the most. And I thought like sounded like the coolest. But I don't know. And then the music wasn't that hard either. What about Adele?
So I'm not really a sound design person either, but I did do a little like bit with purposely only putting music at the beginning and the end. And the beginning does feature my amazing guitar talents of me poorly trying to cover Fell in Love with a Girl by the White Stripes. But I mean, if you could tell that, honestly, you're on another level. Yeah. What about you, Max?
I wouldn't even really say that I did any sound design. I think it was just kind of natural, especially like that like car scene just gave it that like extra feel, like that tension.
For my film, I wanted music that sounded kind of like ethereal and dreamlike. I got very lucky because I had my friend Will score it for me. But throughout like the first semester of YCC, we did a lot with soundscapes. So I wanted to like incorporate a lot of that into my project, just like to kind of give the feeling of like, I don't know, just like to add to the nostalgia feeling, I guess, that I was going for.
So do we just want to take one more question?
I like there's one I'm seeing that's how would your film have been different if it was filmed in like non-COVID times? I think that would be interesting to talk about. Let's see, is there anyone who hasn't like started a question yet?
I can go first. I think if we weren't in COVID, I probably would have tried to make a narrative film. I've never made a narrative myself, so it was something I was really looking forward to doing. Hopefully, I can do that sometime this year. But I think that probably would have been the major difference, and I probably wouldn't have used found footage. It would have all been like, stuff I shot like on my own. I probably would have written a script and everything. But what about you, Adele?
So I would have made a completely different film because my film is just so intrinsically linked with my like feelings on what's happening in the world that really it would have been something different. And I'm one of those like pre-planning people, so I can tell you it would have been a very similar story to X-Men, and that's what my film would have been if I had had the opportunity to make one with people. not socially distanced. But yeah, Mason.
Well, I just since it was just me, I just kind of wanted to make something like smaller, like more intimate, and I thought it was just good to use people who I was sort of seeing anyway. So it's like my grandpa, my little brother, and Will, who's like my best friend, and then I don't. That's sort of just played into how I chose people. If COVID wasn't around, I probably want to like do something on a bigger scale. But I think it played to my advantage because I think it turned out good. I don't know. What about you, Izzy?
Well, if I'm being honest, I probably would not have made a film this year because we don't all usually make films. We usually pitch them to the group and about 6 are chosen. So, that was exciting that we each got to make a film this year, but I also, if I was going to make a film this year, it would not have been about COVID times and it would not have been about daily life probably. I usually do experimental work, so probably would have been along the same lines, but I think I would have had an actual actor and someone doing camera and someone doing sound, and it would have been different in a lot of ways, but I'm not sure what it would be about exactly. Camille, you want to talk about yours?
Yeah, I think it would have had much more of a storyline. It would have had a lot more people and like a solid script. I think it would have been very different. It wouldn't have been as much of a music video. Yeah. And then Max?
I really just like Izzy, I guess. I really, now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't know what my film would have been about if I chose to like pitch one last year if COVID weren't around. I guess I would have wanted to experiment with like horror or something and try to make an experimental horror film or something with a narrative plot as well.
And it seems like we actually will be having one last question, which is just any advice for beginning filmmakers. And I can start out on this one. I think my biggest advice is just make films because that is always my like largest roadblock is that I have ideas and I don't like see them through. So just see your ideas through, make films, churn out the art, and you're going to get great at it. Mason?
I mean, I'm not an expert at anything, but when I was younger, I guess I was just like a lot more insecure, a lot more like scared to put things out. And I think you just have to, I mean, it's easier said than done, but you just have to not really care what other people think, whether it's like music or film or whatever. I don't know. Max?
I guess my greatest piece of advice to like anyone who just like wants to start filming or whatever, is just like grab the nearest camera and go film stuff. Like it doesn't matter if it's just like your family eating or like the wind, just start filming. It's like it's really freeing in a way and it just helps you capture the moment. And then just like after you like do that, just like try to focus on what you want to do specifically in that area or be generic, but just get out there and start. How about you, Jamil?
I would say you can use very simple imagery. It doesn't have to be super intricate. And I also think it's important to be realistic with your ideas because I don't know, I'm the kind of person, I have very big ideas and I get very discouraged when I can't make them look the way that I want them to. So I think if you are realistic with your ideas, you can make something that you're more proud of. And Haley?
My advice would be, don't be limited by what you think a film is. Like, it can really be anything you want it to be. And not to sound like a total cornball, but like, be very true to your vision. People will see you and understand you. I used to feel very insecure. I felt like people would not get it. But people will get it. People will think you're cool. Just be confident in yourself. Just go for it, and be proud of anything you make. And Izzy?
Well, my first piece of advice would be if you're of the age, join YCC. Like I was not a filmmaker before this at all. I had never like been behind a camera. I didn't know how anything worked, and here I am making my own film. So that would be my first piece of advice, but then also just like use your phone, use whatever camera you have access to and just shoot like everyday life. And even if it isn't this narrative piece with dialogue, you can make something like Haley or Camille's that is like footage they took of their everyday life and turned into this like beautiful, wonderful collage of images. So that would be my advice. And I think that's the last question we're taking for tonight. So goodbye.
Thank you all so much
Bye.
for coming out to support us and watching home movies. I hope you guys really enjoyed it because I know I for one really enjoyed making these.
Thank you.